Good day and welcome to the Cape Byron Management Induction video. I'm Gerhard Lopes, the General Manager of CBM. I'm also an absolute and passionate believer that zero accidents on any production site within our control is possible. Why I'm saying this is that every time after an incident, the investigating team always find various actions that could have prevented the incident. Now you have to ask yourself, well, why didn't we do that in the first place? I do understand that people are not always 100% focused. Therefore, take the time and think what can go wrong with any task you do. If you're not convinced it's 100% safe, then stop, take the time, and find a safer way. They say safety is expensive and takes a lot of time. Try an accident. Therefore, at CBM, we are committed to no accidents and no harm to the environment. And this forms part of our core values. We have further developed golden rules and vital behaviors that we want everyone to follow. These golden rules are the non-negotiables, and the vital behaviors will assist in keeping us safe every day. And we will not be satisfied until these become our habits and are fully ingrained into our business culture. I welcome you to our operating sites, and I am convinced that you will find in the next few days that safety is our #1 priority. I'm going to hand you over to Matt Jones, our HSE and Risk Manager, who will take you through the rest of the induction pack. Take care and have a safe day.
Thanks, Gerhard. My name's Matt Jones. I'm the Health, Safety, Environment and Risk Manager for Cape Byron Power. I've been a safety manager for quite some time now in many different environmental and industrial settings. With this induction pack, we're hoping to give you all the tools necessary to ensure that you're not put in a position where you can make a decision that could affect the health and safety of others on site. This induction pack is designed such that if you complete and comply to all the requirements of the induction pack, then you will safely be able to undertake your work each and every time. Please listen carefully. You will be required to undertake a questionnaire at the end of the induction, which will show that you're familiar with the processes that we require you to be familiar with. You will then undertake a site familiarisation when you get to site, and only then will you be authorised to work at the Cape Byron sites. The key to this induction is your safety on site. We need you to know our emergency processes, our reporting requirements, and our risk management process. You need to be familiar with the site and where to access first aid and be able to report effectively. This induction is valid for 2 years and applies to both the Broadwater and Condon Cape Byron management sites. Failure to comply with the policies and procedures of Cape Byron management may result in your removal from site and further disciplinary action. Cape Byron Management owns and operates 2 biomass fuel power stations in northern New South Wales. One 30 megawatt station at Condon and a 38 megawatt station at Broadwater near Ballina. Here is a map showing the sites' locations both at Condon and Broadwater. The power stations predominantly run on sugarcane milling waste, along with certain types of wood residues and energy crops. Sugarcane milling waste or bagasse is typically used in the sugar crushing season from June till December, with wood fuel biomass used as a substitute fuel outside of the crush season. Both sites are cogeneration facilities and supply steam to the mill during the crushing season and generate power for the grid. By being authorised to conduct work on site for Cape Byron Management, you are obligated to take all reasonable and practical measures to ensure the health and safety of yourself and others on site. You're also obligated to take all reasonable steps to ensure there is no environmental harm as a result of your work. At Cape Byron Management, we have the Golden Rules, which are a non-negotiable set of obligations that you are required to abide by every day. The Golden Rules are: 1. Report fit for duty. All workers will attend site in a fit and healthy state. No one will attend site under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and where they have prescribed medications, these will be declared. All workers will be competent and authorised to undertake their duties. 2. Never walk under a suspended load. Never walk, enter under, stand or work under a suspended load. Maintain a safe distance from suspended items, paying particular attention to drop zones and the size of the load. 3. Always wear personal protective equipment. The standard PE will be worn at all times. All works are to be conducted with the appropriate PPE, including the requirements specified for chemicals. 4. Apply and test isolations. All sources of energy will be identified, de-energised and tested for dead before work commences. 5. Work under a permit. A permit to work will be established for all high-risk works, including confined space, hot work, working at heights and any energised system. As well as the Golden Rules, Cape Byron have a set of vital behaviours. This is the way we expect everyone to behave on site every day. The Cape Byron Power vital behaviours are: 1. Display appropriate conduct. All persons will conduct themselves in a professional, ethical, respectful and courteous manner. No horseplay will be tolerated. 2. Work safely. All work conducted on site will be done with the suitable consideration for safety and environmental matters. The safety rules apply at all times and risk assessments are to be conducted for all tasks. 3. Maintain a high standard of housekeeping. A high standard of housekeeping will be maintained by all workers on site. Clean up your work area as this is inclusive of the task. 4. Intervene and report unsafe conditions. Everyone on site is to report unsafe behaviours, hazards, near misses and incidences. Immediately intervene when there is a serious risk to person or plant. 5. Only use approved tools. You are not to use any prohibited items. For prohibited items, see the Cape Byron Management Prohibited Items list. 6. Managing contractors. CBM supervisors will ensure that contractors are work ready and understand the CBM safe work process. Contractors will be competent, follow the CBM safety system and take instruction from the CBM supervisor and or CBM staff. The Cape Byron Management Golden Rules and vital behaviours are critical for your safety on site. We require everyone to be aware of these and follow these rules and behaviours each day. On your screen now, you can see control room phone numbers for Broadwater and Condong. Please place these numbers in your phone now under Emergency Condong or Emergency Broadwater. This will ensure you have a contact number in the case of an emergency. In the event that you require assistance or an emergency situation occurs, you will be required to raise the alarm. To raise the alarm, you contact the control room either by radio or phone. That's why it's so important that you have the number for the control room in your phone, as requested in the last slide. You contact the control room via radio if you have a radio or phone and provide the following information. State your name, your location, the nature of the emergency and the type of assistance required. Wait for instructions from the number 1 operator, as the number 1 operator is now the emergency controller. To evacuate in the case of an emergency, over the PA system you will hear a siren sound. I will give you examples of those sirens now. This tone is an alert. This tone is for evacuation. If you hear the evacuation tone, check for danger and leave the area immediately. Do not collect any of your belongings. You may need to evacuate under a direct verbal order from the number 1 operator. Over the two-way radio is most common, but the number 1 operator may move through site and give a verbal order for you to evacuate. In this case, move directly to the muster point, ensuring that there is no danger and you're not collecting your belongings. When you reach the muster point, ensure that you make contact with your supervisor. All supervisors must ensure that everyone in their work groups are accounted for. Please alert the supervisor or the evacuation warden if people are unaccounted for in an emergency situation. Once mustered and everyone is accounted for, wait for instruction from the evacuation warden. If you encounter an emergency situation at the stockpile areas in either Condong or Broadwater, the muster point is at the entry to these sites. Make your way to the entry point. Make sure the number 1 operator is informed of the emergency via phone or radio. State your name, your location and the assistance required. Wait for instruction from the number 1 operator. General site information. All incidents, injuries, illnesses and near misses are to be reported to your supervisor as soon as possible. Inform your supervisor of any medical condition or any medication in use. You are not permitted to bring alcohol, drugs or weapons onto site. You are not permitted to bring pets onto site. For notices, please see the notice boards in the crib rooms and in the control rooms. Cape Byron Management and Sunshine Sugar share quite a number of sites in common, as well as entry points. Do not access these areas to undertake work unless specifically instructed to do so by your Cape Byron supervisor. When in doubt, ask, and no activities are to be conducted without the suitable permits to be on Sunshine Sugar areas. If you require any policies or procedures from Cape Byron Management, please ask your supervisor. These are available on SharePoint and on the Share Drive. First aid facilities are located in the crib rooms, in the control rooms, in the admin offices, in the stockpile area and in the workshops. There are eye wash stations and chemical dump showers throughout the plant. Please ensure you run these momentarily before using them, as the water can be heated due to prolonged periods in the sun. If you require a first aider, the number 1 operators, the fire wardens and the site supervisors are first aiders. Contact the control room if you require first aid assistance. Surveillance cameras are used at both sites. In the interest of the health and safety of employees, operational requirements and compliance and legal obligations, we must have these cameras running at all times. If you have any health and safety concerns, talk to your supervisor, who may raise these concerns at the monthly safety meetings, or you can talk to me directly. You may be required to use hazardous materials on site. Always read the safety data sheets before using any hazardous products. The key for cleaning any hazardous substance after a spill occurs is contain, report and dispose. Around the site you will see chemical spill bins, which are red in colour, as well as hydrocarbon spill bins, which are yellow in colour. A small amount of chemical spill can be cleaned up using these bins. If you encounter a larger spill, contain as best you can, report and get the suitable equipment in to ensure that there is no further spreading of the substance. Dispose of all items used for the cleanup of chemicals in the appropriate bins. For all your tasks at Cape Byron Management, we require you to undertake a risk assessment. This can be a simple Take 5 assessment for all tasks, or for non-routine or high-risk tasks, we require you to complete a JCA. As a contractor, you'll be required to undertake a JCA for all tasks. These JCAs must be completed on the appropriate Cape Byron Management JCA form. You will not be permitted to use a JCA on any other form on this site. Thank you for completing the Cape Byron induction. Please ensure you complete the questionnaire and bring this paperwork along with you to your supervisor to site for final authorisation. Lastly, think what can go wrong, and if not safe, find a safer way.